Hi, this is Rock. With this 100th video of Rock Solid Spreadsheets, I wanted to take a pause and step back and look at where we've been. So here's where we've been together if you've been following along. We started off with Rock Solid Spreadsheet Basics. And those consisted of Excel geography, Excel options. We looked at the quick access toolbar, Rock customized ribbon. We did a survey of the icons available in Excel, all beginner stuff. If you'd never used Excel, this is a good way to learn all these things. Columns, rows, and sheets, freeze panes and windows, absolute and relative references. We looked at Alt-Tab and Win-Tab, keyboard shortcuts such as Control-Z and Control-Y for undo and redo, copying and pasting, Control-C, Control-V, Control-Shift-V, all the keyboard shortcuts. Navigating and selecting with arrows, which is also keyboard shortcuts, but then mouse tips. Those were the basics that we looked at. After that, we turned to the rock solid basic functions, and there are 7 of those. We looked at product, sum product, mod, columns and rows, the count functions, the average and median functions, min, max, large and small. From there we dove into the date and time functions, where we learned how to work with dates, change them, modify them with math, and how they particularly have their own formatting and limitations. Can't go longer ago than January 1st of 1901. Then we jumped into the rock solid logic functions. We had if, and, or, the is functions such as is blank, is even, is odd, is formula, is logical, is number, is text, is non-text, not, true and false, and ifs. We looked at the conditional math functions such as sum if, sum ifs, average if and average ifs, count if, count ifs, min if and min ifs, and of course my favorite, aggregate. We looked at functions for formatting numbers such as number value, text, trunk, round up, round down, and round. Then we looked at the choice functions with functions such as rand between, the H lookup, V lookup, but then replaced by X lookup. We've got index, we looked at X match, choose, switch, column and row, find and search, choose columns, choose rows, filter, unique, and the combination of let and switch. Some of these are just so useful, you see me using them all the time. Next, we moved on to the rock solid text functions, which included left and right, mid, length, text before, text after, which you've seen me using quite a bit. Of course, concat, replace and substitute, char, upper, lower, and proper. Next, we went on to the rock solid reference functions, which included some of our favorites such as indirect and the combination of indirect and concat, offset, cell, hyperlink, trim range, and also the name manager, which isn't a function in itself, but has a lot of overlapping functionality with references. And then we came to the array functions, which include some of my favorite, such as make array, drop, take, filter, unique, group by, transpose, hstack and vstack, to call, to row, sort, and sort by. Next we came to what I called advanced functions, such as lambda, by call and by row, map, let, mmult, if and if or, and sort unique. Some of the most powerful things you can do in Excel, you know how to do now if you can do these functions. Then we came to some videos which I call the conclusion of the basics. As we wrapped up these 100, we looked at things like autofilter, creating a random data set, not merging cells, avoiding skipping rows, conditional formatting, array formulas in general, how to record macros, sheet portability and names, macro multipliers, tables, and then using website data. Altogether, these are a strong fundamental start to all the things that you need to know to work in Excel successfully. So where do we go from here? Well, I'm really excited because I wanted to get these basics out of the way. I have a full-time job and I love it, and I spend most of my time there working in Excel, doing financial analysis and project planning, and that's great. But I love this opportunity to give back and communicate what I've learned and help you get through some of those difficult things that it took me 30 some years to learn. I want to give you the shortcuts and help you get to a place where you can be extremely productive. Because here's what happens once you get all the tools in place and the knowledge, you get to be creative and do some fun things. That's what I want to do next. Now that we've got the basics out of the way, we're going to dive in and do some creative and fun things together. So the videos from now on are going to be of a different flavor. They're not going to be so vanilla. We're going to try out some interesting and cool stuff together. They're going to be pushing everybody's limits, including my own. But my commitment is that it's going to be fun and it's going to be educational. And if you stick with this, I'll point out anything that is outside of these first 100 that we did together. But in general, I don't think I'm going to be using knowledge outside of the basic 100 that I've shared with you. From here on out, it's just creativity, interesting stuff, and hopefully you'll find it to be educational. So looking forward to telling you what that next one is. You'll just have to wait and see. Talk to you then.